Hey, aloha and mahalo. Lira and Nemin, they're so big now. Look at them. They were tiny little babies just I think a couple of months ago. And look how big they are now. Yeah, because they eat too much. Right? Nemin? You eat too much too, right? And Lira is, yeah. So I found this containers. So I found that one in a dumpster at the dockside, and then I found this one on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. So I cut it in not really in half, but this side so I can put their water in here. So for their water and for their food. So if you wanna do your own pig pen, yeah, it's not gonna take much. You can look around. So this one is free. I pay a little bit less than $50 for a container. You know, I have like 4 or 5 sitting in Washington at my house, but it's too expensive to ship them here, so I might as well just buy them here. So I found a few of them, and yeah, that one is for their water, and this is for their food. And look at Nemit. She's blocking out Lira so she can take over all the food. So annoying. Yeah, so this is a pretty good size pig pen. Nothing fancy about it. All I do is use all these guava, Chinese guava. They're very straight and sturdy and stuff. And I just screw them in. I use ohia as the foundation to hold it together. As you can see, this is the main beams or whatever foundation. And then so if you notice, I use those kind of screws, and I also tie them together. Yeah, so those are the foundation. Yep. And I will put a gate door here. Yeah, and I'll show you why I needed this, so that way I can get inside and clean it out. Yeah, every now and then, so it doesn't smell. Pigs are very smart. So look at them. That's for their so that's their dining area over there, their sleeping quarter here, and their restroom on this side. So they made this by themselves. So this is for their pooping and peeing area. So they come on this side and peep and poop and do whatever they want to do here, their business. And then in the middle is their sleeping quarters. So they sleep here, and then they eat on that side. So they never pee on that side or poop on that side where they're eating or where they're sleeping. The little ones, they don't really care. They just poop everywhere. And yep, these are the small ones. Yep. So Neosufur is the name of our pig here. Neosufur is the white one. It's the female pig. And then Eteria is the male. Eteria is getting bigger. Right, Eteria? Yeah, so these guys, they poop on the side. I don't know. So here's what I use for their food on this side. So this is the hotel for the small pigs. Wonder why I use a lot of, because these small pigs, they're not used to the pig pen. They always try to get out. In fact, Lira and Nemin have gotten out several times, and we have to use all sorts of techniques. So okay, wait, she needs water. And what are you doing back there? So I'm filling up their water. Before this, I carry water in buckets. Okay, so yeah, now I use this hose, go all the way to my house. Yeah, eventually I will install a system for themselves here, so I don't have to drag this hose all over the place. But yeah, there's a lot of trees here that you can use for your pig pen. Well, this is my property, so for me to use. But if you have your own land, you can definitely use. So that's why I save all this, so I can use them to build whatever. And now I found that it's really nice to have the pig pen build the pig pen using all the trees from the property. Yeah. So and what I feed my pigs there. So all these cassava plants, they love cassava plants. So I'm gonna build a lot more cassava plants for my pigs. So I've cut these cassavas before. Yeah, I've taken, like you see, I took that one out. It'll grow back anyways. I took this one. This one's, they'll grow back out. That one, and there's a Pele. Oh, and they love these guavas. So what I do in the morning is I collect all this guava. No wonder why the wild pigs here are so filled, because they have a lot of food, man. Look at all this food. Yeah, these are really good food for my pigs. They love it. Yeah. So give them. See, they love it. Yeah. That's their snack. Yep, it's gone. They love those guava. They love them guavas. And there's a gazillion of them on my land. So I just collect them because they love it. These are fruits to them. Yeah, I didn't know we have down here too, so close to them. You can just collect and give it to them. And they're happy about it. Look, they love it. They're fighting on it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright, one of my favorite loyal follower asked if I build a permanent house or on the land here. So I want to talk about that because, you know, preferably you want to build with permit, but let me tell you my story. Okay, Now I need to sit down. I've been walking, and this is another good thing about living on the ranch is it'll give you 3 or 4 years more of life because very healthy. You walk all over the place. I've lost my big tummy. Yeah, it used to be so big. Yeah, see, now it's much better. Feel very healthy, you know, and feel strong every time I'm here on the island. So let's talk about permit. My experience with permitting. Okay. Obviously, it's always a good idea to build with a permit. In fact, before I even come to Hawaii to even know what's going on, I've already applied for a permit, sewer. Yeah. So everything is done. I have a permit in hand, ready to go. The cost of the construction estimate was $192,000 for a one-story building, 1,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms. Yeah. And then we finally came here. We hired people, so we spent a lot of money. We spent a lot of money on engineers to do the study and to get us a permit for the septic tank, and also the architectural engineer to do the drawings and all that stuff, and then to buy and then apply for the permit. So we spent a lot of money on that. And then we also spent a lot of money on having someone to come and level out the area that we're going to build on. And they came in, and then I came here and I look around, and on my street maybe only two or three, maybe 4 houses are permitted. So it's kind of, I don't know, I feel awkward coming into a neighborhood and then building with a permit. So I also look around, and buyers, they don't care. They come here and buy this land even with all these unpermitted structures on them. In fact, one guy bought a 3-acre land in fern forest. It has 3 structures on it. They're all unpermitted, and the guy paid cash $400,000. And some other people sell their places, and that's one thing that's a little bit weird about. Not weird, but it's a good thing, I guess, or it's different. Is that here? Yes, you may not count. I don't know. I think even the structures on this land are actually counted into the sale price. Obviously, you shrink your buyers, the number of buyers that can be able to purchase your land if you decide to sell one day. Why? Because banks, they don't normally approve purchase of unpermitted structures on land. And so that's a disadvantage of building a unpermitted house. Well, for me, the advantage of us building without a permit is we kind of come in the neighborhood and you have a lot of unpermitted homes, so you don't want to change that. You might want to be just like the neighbors, right? And so I told my wife, say, okay, let's just build a temporary structure for us to stay in. Well, almost look like a permanent structure now. Yeah, but we have a permit. So just because we have a permit, I think we're permanent. We're allowed to build an ohana or something. Yeah. And instead of spending $192,000, yeah, now maybe we spend with our unpermitted structure, maybe we spend maybe, I would say maybe 30,000. Yeah. So, and it's livable. We have power, we have stove, we have everything. Yeah, we don't even need to use the electricity, although we have all the poles out there. We have a permit. I can have them install a power here if I want to because I have a permit. We have internet service, high-speed internet service. So, and I don't plan to sell this land. I don't plan to sell it. Maybe, who knows. But right now, I'm not planning on selling it. Yeah, we purchased 2 other parcels, and those we will probably permit the structures on them. Yeah, because those we'll sell them. But this one is ours, so you know it's gonna be weird if all of a sudden the government comes out here and then in the boonies. And I know everywhere I go, there's a lot of unpermitted houses out in the boonies everywhere, and people live their lives, comfortably, saving a lot of money in the process. And so there's always a risk, yeah. But I think it's, you know, I mean, if you have money that you can spend, go ahead and build a permanent structure. Yeah. Me, even if I have money, I think I'll pass on that now that I know what's going on here. Before I wouldn't do that, because I didn't know much about what's going on. Yeah, but seems like everybody here, they live their lives here. So I don't see any issues. Well, you just have to make sure your structure is strong, and yeah. And mine, I think, is very, very strong. All the ohia trees that I use for my post are very strong trees. Yeah, they'll outlive me, and even my kids, maybe even my grandkids. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah, it's recommended that you build with a permit, but I mean, if you can build your own house, you can do it. Here in Hawaii, you can. On Big Island, you can. You can build unpermitted houses around here as long as nobody is, snitching on you or, yeah. And who's gonna snitch when everybody else does it? Everybody. I think I only have probably 2 or 3 houses on my street that is permitted. Every house out here is not permitted. And imagine if the government all of a sudden comes out here and tell everybody to take down their structures and what? To go live homeless? That's gonna be weird. That's crazy. To think that the government will come out and just shut down everybody's and tell everybody to take down their homes and that they've been living in for years. Some of these people live here for over 15 years. My neighbor will live here for 25 years in his small shelter. 25 years. And then the government will come out and just tell them to take down their house. Yeah. The government doesn't even own the streets here. It's our association that own it. Yeah. Our association that takes care of all the streets around here. So I don't see any, I mean, if you're in town, if you're in Hilo or Leilani Estates, or I think even Ainaloa in Pahoa, Ainaloa, even in Ainaloa now, most homes over there are permitted homes. They still have a lot of unpermitted homes over there. Yeah, but a lot of them are permanent. So maybe eventually it'll come to that point. But as far as I can tell right now, it's not gonna happen, not just yet, because if they do that, a lot of people will go homeless. Yeah. Plus, the permitting process takes like forever. Yeah. Me, here's my experience with the permitting process. I originally, me and my wife decided that we're gonna build a two-story home here. A, I believe it was a 4,000 square feet home that we were looking into building it here. And so I contacted, this is during the COVID. So I called the office, I mean, called the builders, and then they told me it's gonna take 6 years to get the permit. So I said, forget it. Let's go to a, but that was a two-story home. So we said, okay, let's go to a single-story home. 2,900, I guess, the square footage. And then they said, okay, this one will take a couple of years. So I said, okay, let's forget that. Let's build a simple, already approved, the package homes, like the government already seen this plan so many times because people use it so many times. And so we went with that, and I think it was only 4 months, and we got the permit. Yeah. Then we came over here, and I was shocked. I was like, uh-oh, I will be bringing a permanent home in this area where everybody lives in unpermitted homes. So, changed my plan. I built my own house, which I'm very happy with. Yeah. It's not quite done yet, but once it's done, it's beautiful. Yeah. So, you want to take the risk, that's totally up to you. You can kind of look at the neighborhood that you have your land in and see, where's everything at. Because there's hundreds and thousands, and I'm thinking the thousands of homes here that's not permitted, especially out here in the boonies. Well, it's not boony anymore. It's really getting really developed up here compared to when I came, when it was like 2 years ago, I believe, or a year ago. Yeah, a lot of people had moved into this area since then. Yeah. When I first bought this property, when I first visit this area, it's kind of scary to drive at night because nobody was on the street. Now, doesn't matter what time of the night you drive, there's always several cars on the road. Yeah. I think it was the day before yesterday, I was coming in on the main street, and I couldn't believe there was a traffic. It was crazy. I was telling myself, like, oh my goodness, how much this area has grown. That we have a traffic. Crazy. I was like, wow, really? Yeah, but so yeah, I think you just have to weigh your options, how much risk you're willing to take, and also look around, especially your neighborhood. You need to figure out what your neighborhood looks like. Yeah. Because even in Hilo and even in the city areas, there are permitted homes, but then the attachment is not permitted, or whatever, the extension is not permitted. So they're all everywhere here in Hawaii. Yeah. So I hope I answer um, that question of uh, do you have a permitted house or not? And the answer is no. I don't. The one that I build is not permitted, of course, and we have a permit, homeowner build, owner built permit. That's good for 4, 5, or 6 years now, I believe. Something like that. I don't look at it anymore because, there's no point. Just live my life for now. I don't want to spend $192,000 on a house just to sleep in it. Yeah. See, I built my house here, and I bought a very big house in Washington State. That's a humongous house I have in Washington State. It's 3,220 square feet. Yeah. And every time I go there, there's no vibe. To be honest with you, there's really no vibe to live in that beautiful house. It's a beautiful house. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. Yeah. But I would rather live in my house here. Very comfy. And the weather is it's not cold. Even if it's cloudy like this, still beautiful. Yeah, looking out in the trees, yeah. And then take my boat out to go fishing. Oh man. Yeah, can't wait. I'm still waiting for my parts. I ordered oil change kits, gear, lubrication kits, spark plugs, oil, gas, fuel filters. Yeah, they're on the way, man. It's taking forever. Yeah, and I can't wait to take my boat back out in the water. Yeah, some of my son's professors, they were out there this weekend. They were looking for my boat. Man, my boat is sitting over here. So, video is too long. Again, thank you so much for for asking that question. That is a very valid question. So, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, go watch all the videos we have on there. You might learn a thing or two. Yeah, from the time we bought this land, clearing it, build the driveway, what do we, look for, and how do we get all this soil, yeah, and then we plant all this taros and breadfruit trees and banana trees and sugar cane and tea leaves and citrus and betel nut trees, betel nut leaf plants, cassava plants. What do you call those? In Pohnpei, they call them sakao, kava. Yeah, kava plants. They're all over the place right now. I just need those purple ones. So if you have a purple cassava out there and you're selling them, or you want to give them to me for free, please do so. We don't have those on my land yet. Hawaiian chili peppers, yeah, we have them here. And mosquitoes, we have a lot of mosquitoes here. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So have a wonderful day and live aloha. Yeah, drive aloha, drink aloha, fish aloha, sleep aloha, and enjoy life.